Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Nick Alfany. So every single day there's something massive happening with XRP. I'm very excited right now. We have a lot going on with CBDCs, with Algorand, Hedera, XLM. We're winning on every level. Cello's doing very good. XDC is doing amazing. So let's begin with this article right here on Fortune.com. Anytime you're mentioned in Fortune magazine, this is some of the best advertising you could ever have. A lot of very prestigious individuals hold Fortune magazine in high regard, and they read that, and this is how they come into the knowledge of new companies. When you come into the knowledge of new companies as a CEO or COO, this can lead to new partnerships. They can make some calls, reach out to people. This is great advertisement. And in Fortune magazine, once again, they have an article about their best small workplaces in the technology industries or technology field. And at number 21, if you scroll down here, at number 21, you have Ripple. Ripple's number 21. Ripple, keep doing a good job. You're doing a good job. I know we're going to get to the money. Keep making partnerships. I know I don't need to tell Ripple that they are a company that I respect what they're doing in the utilization of XRP, continuously doing partnerships and deals. I think the only company I think might work harder than Ripple is Algorand. Algorand is always trying to make new deals, bring in new banks. They're in the universities. These two companies are working extremely hard. I'm very excited about the future. So now let's move on here. Let's jump forward very quickly. Now this article here, this is on the XRPdaily.com. Now I didn't come by way of this on my own. One of our esteemed, legendary supporters and subscribers of this channel, Akuma, sent this to me, okay? So shout out to Akuma. This was brought by Akuma. And the article is titled, Just In, Ripple Confirms CBDC Announcements Coming Soon. Money. Then another thing, you know, when XRP goes up, you know, XLM goes up, right? Oh man, we just keep winning. Oh, I can't wait. I'm having so much fun right now. So let's read this little tidbit here. It says today's headlines start with a tweet from @SentoSumosaba, citing an interview with Ripple's Anthony Welfare from June 17, 2022, which has some pretty significant quotes, such as, quote, Ripple has several, oh, this is so good, several pilots in the progress for CBDCs, including the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan and the Republic of Palau. Several. Let me tell you something right now. There is the seen and the unseen. There's a balance to everything. These are just the ones they could tell us about. So if they have several right now that they can speak about, there's some on the way that they're not able to speak about. Non-disclosure agreements, NDAs were signed, but memorandums of understanding were probably assigned also, but they can't talk about it just yet. Oh my goodness, that price is going to explode. I just feel good. I just trying to share some of my excitement. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It doesn't matter to me whether you buy XRP or sell XRP. That's not what this channel is about. But let's read this quote here. This is from Crypto Airy, and it goes, quote, Ripple has several pilots in progress for CBDCs, including Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan and the Republic of Palau, end quote. That was from Anthony Welfare. And then there's a little snippet here from an article, a little excerpt from an article here. Let's read this little tidbit. It says, where do institutions see the most value in crypto? For business, blockchain technology has been revolutionary in its applications in financial services and beyond. The innovative technology is based on building trust to support industry collaboration and value creation. They're going to need collaboration because they want in on that money. Remember, it's my firm belief that the new financial layer that is to come, it doesn't need the legacy system. The legacy system needs it. We can dominate without them, and we would take more and more of the market from them, or the world really from them over time. That's just my humble opinion, but that's not going to happen because we know the legacy system always lingers around. They have big money, they have power, they're going to take a piece of it. And of course, so all the new technologies that come into existence, just look at what happened with the internet. They always have to congeal with the remnants that are left behind from the legacy system, right? This is always the way that it is. So it says, for Ripple, crypto is our DNA. Our Ripple X business unit is focused on making it easy for developers to build on and with the XRP ledger, as well as partnering with others in crypto space of use cases like NFTs and CBDCs. XRPL was one of the first alt chains built with a DEX and native tokenization abilities. Ripple is continuing to innovate, for example, with NFTs. NFTs are going to be huge, by the way. There's going to be trillions coming from via NFTs. Real estate. Look at the article we covered the other day with Colombia and their adjudication of land and such like that, and moving the value of land across the blockchains or distributed ledger technologies via NFTs. That's only going to grow. So NFTs are going to go way beyond what they are right now. Even though what's happening right now with NFTs is very, very good. This is what I was telling people for a long time. Listen, learn some art. You can learn an anime style of art. You can learn hyper realism, or if you want to go a step further, you can learn photorealism. That's what I've been learning. Wait until you see some of the NFTs I come out with in the future. Photorealism. You can do that also. And then you sell this art and sell it for, and they're selling for very high prices because they're rare, and for good reason. They're going for high prices because of the rarity of them. So even now, NFTs are very, very good, and they're going to explode in the future, in my humble opinion, when the markets are looking a little bit better. Now, it says helping enterprises and developers prepare and build for a crypto-enabled world. Ripple has several pilots in the progress for CBDCs. There you have it. So we're looking good on the CBDC front. Also, always keep in mind, recently we covered an article where both Ripple and MTech, who is building infrastructures on Hedera for HBAR, right? HBAR-based CBDCs and such like that. Both Ripple and Hedera are working on the digital dollar right now, or they're working with the people who are putting together the digital dollar, right? At least that's what I recall. So that could also be huge. It's something we're going to stay up to date on, and hopefully something great comes out of that. I think it will. Also keep in mind, if any major information comes out, we saw this recently with another asset that I talked about, but I'm not going to mention it again. But if any major news comes out, that price of XRP may skyrocket, right? Anything major. Once the people find out XRP, if we get official documents that say, yes, we're going to be working with the federal government, we are going to be the ones backing the digital dollar, that price is going to skyrocket like you wouldn't believe. And I understand we have certain things still going on with the SEC, but there are certain energies that supersede even the negative energies of the SEC, who is going berserk. The fact that they even implicate that XLM may be, see, the words are very important, may be a security. Come on, that's absolutely ridiculous. Stellar Foundation is a nonprofit, but I would have thought this wouldn't happen because XLM was given regulatory clarity. So that's pie on my face. That's my mistake. We do make mistakes, and we learn from those mistakes, especially when you're dealing with variables like humans, right? Like human error and human corruption, really, right? So there was a financial body that gave XLM clarity as a currency in New York. Obviously, the SEC, like I said, is a rogue entity. They don't care what other regulatory bodies say. We learned that from XRP also. XRP did achieve, I believe, regulatory clarity with another body, and the SEC still went after XRP. The strange part about this is that the Stellar Foundation is a nonprofit. They're a nonprofit. They have no vested interest in the raising of XLM's price. Non-profit. I don't understand that. And they're not even the biggest builders on the Stellar blockchain like IBM is, Lightnet is. There's a couple of others I won't name until they do a little bit more, but there's others building on it as well. You have banks already ran their stable coins across Stellar as a test. I mean, the oldest bank in Europe, but the SEC does not care. It's absolutely unbelievable, but let's move on here. So what I was saying is, despite that, there's things that take precedence over that when it comes to price movement. And I think that any large announcement that comes within the next year, and I think we're going to get some major announcements in 2023. I'm talking about massive announcements, but I could be wrong, but we'll see. But it seems like that's what's shaping up right now with all these developments of CBDCs. Yes, I think massive news is going to be on the way from a bevy of bank coins. They're all in deep with the banks, have been working with them for quite some time, and have now revved up the information coming out about their work on those with those particular banks. Quant, LAC Chain, SIA Chain, and SIA Partners. Then you have Algorand. Koi Banks came out recently talking about a few banks they're bringing to the table. Hopefully they will use Algorand. And if they do use Algorand, it's going to explode in price. Okay. Hedera has been talking about the banks they were working with. They talked about 2 or 3 banks they were working with in Africa. Also keep in mind, we did cover the information about them working with the biggest bank in South Africa by assets. So you have that also you could research if you want to. So Hedera is in there deep. We're all in deep. And I think it's coming time where we're going to start hearing some massive news. I don't think it will happen this year, but I think next year will be a very, very big year for the bank coins, in my humble opinion. So now let's move on here. Speaking of Algorand, Algorand is another company constantly dominating, constantly doing well. They have one of the, if not the strongest team. You know, I have to say one of, because Algorand has an insanely strong team behind them. But then Ripple also has Ripple's team is so overpowered, it's ridiculous. They have people from Swift, they have people from the US Treasury. My goodness, they have people from all over the place. So Ripple also has a very strong team. But Algorand has been absolutely going insane with its activity in a great way. They've been dominating. Let's read this here. There's a little tidbit here. This is on prnewswire.com, and it goes as such. Algorand protocol upgrade introduces state proofs for trustless cross-chain communication and 5 times faster performance. 5 times. I told you, we were just talking about this, how they're going to be improving rapidly. Transactions per second, security. Algorand keeps its word. Once again, it said they were going to be doing something like this to introduce state proofs for trustless cross-chain communications, and now they have. They always keep their words, and you know what? I respect that, and that type of respect brings trust. I trust Algorand to do the best that they absolutely can, and they always do. Let's read this little tidbit here. Algorand, the pure proof of stake, carbon negative layer 1 blockchain network today announced a major upgrade to its protocol. Now live on mainnet, the upgrade features state proofs that enable trustless cross communication, an increase in performance from 1,200 to 6,000 transactions per second. Muy linda, mi gente. Oh, it gets more delicious with each day for the banks and large business institutions to scrape up algo when the time is right. When we have regulatory clarity, oh my goodness, the bank coins are going to take off. That institutional money continues to pile up on the side as more eyes come into awareness of the bank coins. I think that's just logical. And when we have regulatory clarity and we can flip that switch, so to speak, all that money will come flooding in. You've even heard a bevy of millionaires and billionaires talking about that topic, saying, hey, there's a lot of institutional money on the side. Oh, not only that, let me back that up with, remember the leader of SBI Remit Africa even stated that there's a lot of money on the side waiting to step in to the distributed ledger technologies, but they're waiting. And I think he might have referenced this in direct reference to Ripple, but it really applies to all the bank coins. But they're waiting on a satisfactory outcome on the SEC case. So keep that in mind also. Right? Like I said, and that backs up what I said at the beginning, that when that SEC case is over, you may see an explosion in price because of the institutional money, not retail, institutional money that will flood into the bank coins, right? We have something that they need. But 6,000 transactions per second. Algorand keep doing a good job. I'm very happy with that. I can't wait for the next explosion, because remember, we already had an explosion before, made a ton of money. This explosion is going to be much greater, much bigger than the one before. I think that's without a doubt, because we've expanded much more. We have many more partnerships, many more CBDCs down the line, and people have a ton of Algorand. Algorand takes off very easily, by the way. As for a bank coin, its circulated supply is pretty good, but it takes off very easily. It's going to explode. Let's continue on here. It says these features solidify Algorand as the leading layer 1 blockchain for real world Web3 applications, ranging from sports to music to CBDCs and DeFi. Look at how many different areas we're dominating in. Algorand is going to be massive in the future. Also, I want to say it again. I believe that Algorand and Stellar will be working close with the states. Algorand has dug in deep in Florida. They have a bevy of universities they're in. I believe, including they're in Miami University, right? I think that that Algorand and Stellar will be very, very deep with the states, and that will be a lot of good money flowing across the blockchain, consistent, high volume and value. But I'm basing that on things that I've read, panels they've said on, things that were said by certain governors of the states and such like that in the past. A lot of you saw those interviews and you saw when they had those panels and such. But we will stay abreast of the situation, privy to what's going on, and we will adjust accordingly if necessary. And I assume that there will be a lot more news coming out in the future to either deny or confirm, my speculations. But as of right now, everything's looking amazing right now. Okay, so let's end off the video with a little bit of Hedera, because Hedera has been doing a great job. And this was tweeted out by Hedera, and it's on finyear.com. It says, Open Zeppelin to secure ANZ Bank's $ASDC. Is that how they want to say it? There's a dollar sign in there. But ANZ Bank's stablecoin on Hedera. So this is just where they're beginning. This is not where they're going to end. Stablecoins, I see them as just a test for CBDC runs, right? Correct? So let's just read this little tidbit here. It says, Open Zeppelin, a recognized leader in Web3 security and auditing, today announced it will integrate its Open Zeppelin Defender and Open Zeppelin contract services with the Hedera network. The integrated solution will be first used by ANZ Bank. We're going to pull up their financials soon. We're going to see what they're working with, how much capital is flowing through there. Don't even worry about it. I'm not sure yet if we'll do that in the members only section, probably. But if not, we will do it right here in a regular subscriber video. But I want to know how much money is moving through this bank. Not that it matters. It sets a very, very good precedent. All right. And I think that's the most important thing. I still want to know how much money is going to be coming out of that bank. That's just my way. So it says Australia's second largest bank. Woo! Okay. All right. Talking my language. Australia's second largest bank by market capitalization to deploy this stablecoin, an Australian dollar-backed stablecoin. The initiative is an opportunity for ANZ to further test its stablecoin on a fast, I told you it was like a test, right? And they just told you that. See, we have good judgment here. We make good calls here. Says the initiative is an opportunity for ANZ to further test its stablecoin on a fast, highly scalable, and low energy consumptive network. Rob Allen, SVP Ecosystem Acceleration at the HBAR Foundation, said, "We're delighted to support the integration of Open Zeppelin's Defender and contract services with the Hedera network services by giving organizations the ability to use Open Zeppelin's industry-leading security and auditing capabilities with which they are already familiar on the Hedera network. We'll accelerate the development, deployment, and technical operations of Solidity smart contracts on Hedera." So they're getting in deep with this bank. Is it far-fetched to think that their CBDC will be rolled out on this, or national digital currency? They're going to have influence over other banks. And the other banks are going to say to themselves, well, if they're using, this is the biggest bank in Australia and they're using Hedera, maybe we can use Hedera. Do you not think Hedera has reached out to other banks down there to see if they're interested? They just can't talk about it yet. I mean, and it doesn't have to be just in that area. I mean, Hedera is reaching out to banks all over the place, as we see. This is very, very good. And I'm very happy with the progress of Hedera and them keeping their word. They've been working harder than ever. That's what you want in a company. If you invest in something, and I know we're investing in assets, but they're utilized by these particular companies. I have to say it like that because they're decentralized, right? Anybody can utilize, anybody can build on these things. Anybody can push these things forward. But these companies are doing a very good job, in my humble opinion. And you want companies that have strong leadership. They work very hard and they keep their word. And Hedera said at the beginning of this year, they're going to do more advertising than ever. They also said they're going to work harder than ever and they're going to do more. And they've delivered 100%. And I think because of their backing, they're going to land a heck of a lot more deals. I think 2023 is going to be a massive year for Hedera, but it stands to be seen. We'll keep our ears and our eyes open. But this is a great thing here. ANZ Bank. So now we can start looking into ANZ Bank and learning a little bit more about them. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.